So, how's everyone doing today? It is Friday night. Well, Friday slightly early afternoon to mid-afternoon to early morning to late evening, depending on where you are in the world. I think the Aussies are in the future already. I'm not sure, but it's my Friday, and I feel all right. How's everyone doing today? So, it's Friday. It's Print and Chill Friday. We're going to print some things. We're going to chill. We're going to hang out. Nothing special going on today. We're just going to have some fun and print. Nothing new to really talk about. We're just going to have a nice relaxing day. So, yeah. Get the tunes going. We've got some stuff to print. I think we're going to start the Totally Not a Prusa build this weekend. I think we'll start that. So to do that though, we need to print the parts for it. It's not an original. Prusa is an open source, so it's a not original kit. Doesn't come with parts. We got to print some parts. I like ABS. We're going to print it in ABS. So, because this is not original, I really want this thing to be kind of loud. So, I'm thinking, we talked about this last week, and for the colors, what did we decide on? I think we went with a mixture. What is it? Sparkle Fluorescent Pink and Galaxy Purple. Was that the two colors we decided on? For, is that what we're going to go with, or do we want to do something even more outrageous? 'Cause I'm pretty sure I have all the Sparta 3D Galaxy, so the sparkle filaments for ABS, plus some other stuff. Scale of parts, yeah, 100.5. Yep, I know that. Matt Lamb, cheers for the 1 community membership. Also, my voice is destroyed. So for those that watched the stream Tuesday, I ended the stream and immediately regretted that decision. My vocal cord is screwed. Pink and purple, unicorn colors. What is everyone talking about? I'm a terrible influence. I'm seriously looking to set up an unrated server on an old PC. Dude, that's what I use mine for. My crappy 12 or 13-year-old PC, it's fast enough I can edit off of it. Good with that. Oh yeah, and the giveaway. Polymaker, as always, we're giving away a spool of filament, so make sure you enter in the description. Rainbow, I don't think we have time to do rainbow, because I plated it out. I can print everything on one day with 2 printers, so we're going to use the 2v2s to get everything printed, and we'll go from there. But first, we need something to print while we get this all sorted out. So, how about we do a cute little Pokemon? This is I guess it's a Pommy. I'm old school. I know the original 150 and some of Gen 2. But we need something to print while we're getting everything ready. So, let's print that. And we're going to use the, what filament is this? This is the Magic PLA from 3D Jake, the Sunset Sky. So it's the red and the yellow, orange. We were going to use it for the Hedamames, but we decided against it. But we're going to print this guy in it. Have any trouble using input shaper with the 0W? No. Okay, so for those that don't know how input shaper works with a Pi Zero, a Raspberry Pi Zero, do I have one? It's in the thing. The original Raspberry Pi Zero is not powerful enough to run input shaper. However, what you can do is if you have something like a Raspberry Pi 3, I think a 2 might be pushing it, but a 3A or 02 or better, you install your mainsail, your fluid, Octoprint, whatever. You run input shaper on this. After you have the values for the input shaper, you take the SD card out, you put it into the Pi Zero, and then you plug the Pi Zero into your printer, okay? After that, it will work. The Pi Zero doesn't have enough power to run the calculations to calculate input shaper, but once you actually have the values, it's fine. It's plenty of power for that, because it's just running with the values. It doesn't have enough power to figure out the values. That's the problem. So that's the problem you run into. Yeah, right. Okay. What is a Frusa? It's a fake Prusa. Prusa is an open source design. So if you wish to self-source the parts to build one, you can. There's also some companies that sell the same parts that you would find in a Prusa in a box. And when you put them together, you also end up with the same printer. But it is not an original. So I kind of, because I've built an original Prusa, I kind of want to see what the not original Prusa experience is. Let's do 0.2 speed. So I kind of want to see what the not original Prusa experience is, just so I have the comparison there. So this is a 6-hour print. It is what it is. Oh, wait, we're going to need some support on this little guy. Or are we going to? Yeah, we'll put some support there. Put a little bit of support. I think we only need some there. Everything else looks like it'll be okay. Yeah. Sure. I'm gonna do some gyroid. I love me some gyroid. There we go. So we're gonna get this printed. It's an unoriginal Prusa. Yep. And we're gonna have to modify the STLs too, because it says original Prusa on the front, and we can't be having that. I don't want to pass it off as an original because it's not. No Windows. I don't want to update. Nope, wrong window, wrong window, wrong window. There we go. No. Be gone. Be gone, Windows Update. I will hide you behind my camera. Okay. Printers, print. Can you all see? No, you can't. So some people were thinking you could pair it with the Pi Pico. That does not work because the Pi still has to do the math. It doesn't matter what you have the ADXL plugged into. The Pi still has to do the math. So, unfortunately, you can't just not do it. Original Frusa. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that because we're gonna just edit it in 3. I think I'm just gonna put not original or totally not or something. We'll have some fun. Okay. So we get the Pommy going. So this way we have something to print. So are we going with the pink and the purple? Let's see here. So we got the V2. Delete that. Pink and purple, pink and purple. Yeah, everyone's saying pink and purple. Everyone likes the pink and neon green. Do I have? Oh, I do. Well, it's not that neon green. I've got sparkle candy green. So I could do something like that. See, that green's not bright enough. The green would have to be brighter. Bill R, $4.99. Cheers. Got the SP Revo installed, running, liking it. Just have to retune ERCFA tip. Nice. I found Revo is very forgiving with multi MMU setups. Pink and bright blue. I do have. Ooh. I do have bright. I got sparkle sky blue. So we got sparkle sky blue. Ooh, that is. Yeah, that's some bubblegum shit right there. I'm actually kind of liking that. I'm liking the bubblegum. What other bright, gaudy, outrageous colors do I got? I don't. I got coral, which is like a pink. Yeah, see. I don't know about you, but I prefer the sparkle pink versus the coral. This is the coral, and it's like, yeah, we're sticking with that. Okay, bubblegum. Yeah, we're doing bubblegum. So here's the thing. There's 2 sets of colors on a Prusa Mini. You have the primary, and then you have the accent. So I think Blue will be the black. So if you pull up a picture of a Frusa Mini, do this now on your computer. I think we'll do the black will be the blue, and the orange will be the pink, I'm thinking. I don't have any more yellow. I used up all my yellow on the V Minion, actually. This box that's not doing anything can hold that for now. Pink primary. Pink primary or blue primary? It's the company we're not happy with. Here. Do a pull. Primary color. And this is black on a Prusa Mini. Blue, pink. Go. Ask the community. There we go. Be gone, PETG. Did you crash on me? Stream? Oh. There we go. Where is the poll? Did the poll not pop up? Okay, the poll did not pop up. Okay, one second here. Blue, pink. Ask the community. There we go. There we go. Okay, you guys aren't making this easy. It's tied. Okay, there we go. So blue primary. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I got to flip this over. Because I think I want to do textured, but I got to put some totally stuff you guys don't know what it is on. Because we're trying stuff. Because I want to do textured. I like the textured finish. So we're going to try and rock that. Okay, let's warm some beds up. So printers, LDOV2, and V226. Heat some beds up. Okay, so it looks like blue will be the primary. What's a Frusa? It's not a Prusa. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the V-Minion parts, because those are designed with PETG in mind. If you scale them to 100.5%, they print pretty good in ABS. And I print using my Voron part profile, which under extrudes ABS ever so slightly. So it should be okay. We should be okay. Thank you, Random Box, for holding the lid. So yeah, we're doing blue. Okay, so blue will be the primary color. Ben, 5, cheers. Put a no smoking line through it. Maybe. Oh, people are using naughty words. Be careful. Sanity will lay down the law. Gary 5, keep up the good streams. I will. I kind of have to. Yeah, Firo 3D. Okay, we'll do blue as the primary. Feed that all the way in. Okay. Do you have enough? A lot of that color front and back plates are a lot of filament. I got a full roll of spool of the black. So here, we'll pull it up right now while those heat up. So obviously we're not using the KP3S. So they're on my home server. Let me pull them up. Models. Okay. So orange is now pink, which is all these. Is that supposed to print vertical? I guess that is supposed to print vertical. Yeah. Okay. And then I don't know if it comes with a, what size screen it comes with. If it comes with the big one or the small one. I don't know. We'll print both, and then whatever one I end up using, I'll use. There we go. So that is the accent colors. So this is what everything that would normally be orange. What's a Bambo? I don't know. If you could never use a Voron, which would be a next main printer? I don't know. I've only ever used Vorons for big Core XY like workhorse printer. I started with a Monoprice Select Mini. And put it this way, if you look at the printers I regularly use, none of them are commercial printers, so. So I'm using the parts that they include in their GitHub, because I know they had to tweak some stuff, I believe, for like motor mounts. We'll see. So by the way, if you haven't had the chance yet, I'm gonna shill something because I believe I should shill it. For those that are aware, E3D is doing a fundraiser for the Sanjay Foundation right now. So let me find it here. Okay, so right now, E3D is doing a fundraiser. If you have not taken a look at it, they're doing like a standard fundraiser right now. So if you just want to donate, link is in chat right there. But they are also doing a auction. Okay, so if you want to take part in the auction, there's a whole bunch of things here they're auctioning off: printers, Hanamame kit, filament, something right here that they don't know what it is, but it's from Prusa, so it might be an XL. But anyways, check that out. Yeah, so. If you got a spare quarter, check it out. For a good cause. For a good reason. Okay, so that's heating up, that's heating up. This should be sliced. There we go. Whoop. So this is a 10-hour plate. Ooh. Super Slicer is having a little bit of a moment here right now. You okay, Super Slicer? Super Slicer, are you okay there, buddy? There we go. Okay. So there's our first set of parts, and they are grid. I think it's all grid. It's my standard wall profile. Yeah. So it's in cubic infill, cubic 40%. Blah blah blah. We know this. Okay. So export G code. Save. So that is that one. Why do displays? Because there's two different size displays for this kit, and I don't know which one I have. What's the foundation for? It is the Sanjay Mortimer foundation. So for those that are unaware, Sanjay, who was one of the founders of E3D, the guy with the really poofy hair, he passed away late last year, and E3D has set up a foundation in his name. So they're trying to raise, it looks like 30,000 right now. So I've donated, a bunch of other people have, so go ahead, check it out if you got, you know, some spare coin. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But they're also doing a fundraiser with like a giveaway, so an auction. And then if you're in England, they're doing an actual event. So okay. So that is that one. So now, clear that. The 300. And we got to do all the black parts. So there's some we don't need, because I'm not going to print the... what is it? The spool holder. Yeah, we don't need the spool holder. But before we do that, there's, which part is it? Front. So we got to fix a part here, because we got a part here that's not acceptable anymore. Oh, I forgot to scale the parts. I forgot to scale the parts. Good point. Somebody forgot. Or I forgot. So what you do is you just hit Control Z a bunch to go back. There we go. Okay. So scale 100.5. Why won't you scale? Are you scaling? Okay, Control A. So if I scale to 100.5%. Okay, well, they got bigger, so we'll just roll with that. For some reason, it won't show above. So. Yeah, we're using 100.5%. That is the scale that I scaled the V minion parts on the rat rig that were designed in PTG. We scaled it to 100.5, printed them in ABS, and they work pretty good. So. Well, this machine's also running the stream right now, so hopefully we're not dropping any frames. That would be bad. What's my mic setup right now? I got a Rode Wireless Go. But in the meantime, okay, so where is the front? Front. There we go. So, import model. Let's rotate it. There we go. So, original Frusa Mini. This is not an original. So we need to put something here. So edit, emboss. So I could just put, you know, not, no bevel, Frusa Mini. So we could just do that. The display, okay, whatever. I'll fix the displays later. I'm not honestly too concerned. I'm just doing this part for fun. There we go. I think that works. So we'll do not, Oh, in Comic Sans. Yep, Comic Sans. Can I? Comic Sans. Nobody tell Joseph I'm doing this. Please don't tell Joseph. Okay, now I gotta emboss it. Emboss, go. There you go. Not original Prusa. I gotta. Oh no, I broke into the lines. Shoot, I did too far. Like the dwarves of Moria. I mine too deep, too greedily. You can't go too deep with this, otherwise there's some like fancy which one is it? It's this one. Yeah, it's this one. There we go. Emboss. There we go. Not. There we go. No, this kit was sent to me. Save as STL. I gotta find it on my thing. 3D models. Ba-ba-da, 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 ba-ba-da. Not. Save. Okay. Continue. There we go. Okay. Oh, actually, these models are, because they're from the company we're not too big fan of right now, GitHub, they've already modified it. It doesn't say Prusa on the panels, on the screens. So, Joseph Balrog gonna come in. No, Big Papa Joey P, not the legs. Okay, so we're gonna do this on the 300. PF Dennis gifted 5 community memberships. By the way, for those that are new members of the community, don't forget to check out, there is a GitHub now, or GitHub. I can't even use a GitHub. There is a community Discord that's being spun up right now. It's only members only at this time though, while we get everything sorted out. So if you are a member of the channel or a Patreon supporter, check it out. Link would be in like the community section. Okay, I gotta make all this fit now. So as you can see here, it says, oop, I gotta rotate this part. Yeah. So rotate. No, oh shoot. I hate when it does that. Actually, just make it sit down. Sit down. There we go. Okay, so now we gotta play around, because obviously this ain't gonna fit too well, so let's spin you this way. That way. This ain't better? No. We spin you. Sometimes I don't understand how Plater wants to throw stuff like as really close to the edge. Like, why do you go that way? Plater, why? What? Are you drunk? Okay, whatever. Move it all over here. We'll do this the manual way. Okay, this is the front. Josh, thank you for becoming a member. And James, 10, cheers. Thank you for all the good content and for having convinced me to build 2.4. Hi from Millie. Hello there. But yeah, I'm hoping to start this build tomorrow if we can get all the parts printed. Hopefully nothing, you know, decides to catastrophically warp and fail while we're printing all this, but with my luck, you never know. The gods of bed adhesion can be cruel at times. Also, I'm going to make a little nitpick here. The folks at company that we don't like to name right now managed to have all their STLs properly orientated. Yeah, I had to spend like half an hour orientating all the rat rig parts. Come on, guys. Okay. Make sure nothing's touching. That looks pretty okay. Slice. Now we wait. I am using the magic unreleased bed adhesion stuff that I'm testing that has worked pretty good so far. You can set it to auto rotate. I can. I probably should do that at some point. Well, it's slicing now and it fits, so. I did click auto arrange. Oh, well, it's, oh shoot, I forgot to scale them. Okay. So let me slice it first. 105%. There we go. Okay. Brian, hello there. Oh, and by the way, we'll get, well, that's slice it. I'll give you something to look at. Little happy Pokemon printing. Do the auto range. If you don't like it, then Control Z. Yeah, well, I'm already slicing it right now, so we're just gonna, oh wait, we're printing out a Prusa. There we go. We can't have this. The Sonic running for gotta go fast makes no sense with the Prusa printing. Like, come on, it's Prusa. It works, but it ain't that fast. It's taking its sweet time. Not 105. 105 is too much. 100.5. You only have to deal with the shrinkage of a single layer or a single extrusion width. It's not like the whole thing will contract. It's just your extrusion. Like ABS shrinks more than like PETG. So if you extrude a single line of ABS, it'll shrink more than a single layer of PETG. Okay, so 20 hours. It's estimating, so save. Okay. So we've got that saved. Okay, now, let's see. Auto range. Oh, enable rotation slow. Range. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, see, I don't like that. I don't like that. Control Z. So we'll do that. Okay. So we should be good to go. Chris, 10, cheers. What's a go-to ABS brand? I've been using a lot of Sparta 3D for the past little while. Their Galaxy line is Sparkle ABS, and it's ABS Plus, and it's actually pretty nice. That's what we're going to be printing this out of. So that's kind of my go-to. They're Canadian, so I know shipping to the US isn't that bad, but outside of Canada, US, it's probably a little pricey. Primaz, thank you for becoming a member. And Schlopnat, cheers for the 5 gifted community memberships. So one thing I actually found really cool, I was looking at this earlier. If you look at the how the front and back plates of the Frusa Mini are, like they've gone to injection molded now. So on the legit ones, they're injection molded. You gotta love the knot. But they got all these internal designs there to help with stiffness and whatnot. That's cool. We used to have some of that in like the V2.1 XY joints. Used to have funky stuff like that. And Pushing Plastic, 5 community memberships. Cheers. The Matter Hackers stuff. I've had hit and miss luck with the Matter Hackers ABS. I was chasing gremlins with layer adhesion for a bit. Okay, upload and print. Upload and print. Did I scale it? I scaled it. So we got 100.5, so we'll be good there. And then I do have, I got some Polymaker, sent some stuff, which we'll be using in a future build. So we'll be using that. The only thing is that the Polymaker stuff I have is in black, which for the printer I'm going to build, I think we're going black anyways, so that'll work. But for the colors, I really do like the Sparta filament. So if warm parts on Prusa, I should do... No! If you are printing Voron parts, print at the scale they are. Voron parts are designed to be printed in ABS at mine. Do not scale Voron parts if you're printing them in ABS. Okay. We are printing parts that are designed to be printed in PETG in ABS. That's why I'm scaling them, because of the shrinkage issue that ABS has. So I could also play with flow rate, but whatever, close enough. Yeah, don't mess, like, it's not like Voron parts are scaled, so it's not like you scale them for different plastics. They are designed from scratch to be printed in ABS. So dimensions like tolerances for hole sizes and like fitment are designed with the knowledge that they will be printed in ABS and like adjusted accordingly. So. Let's see here. Yeah. There we go. Do I need to scale Voron parts in PCCF? So Toasty is half PCCF and half PC nylon. I didn't scale anything, and it was close enough that it wasn't really an issue. Put it that way. So we got both V2s are running here. For those that are unaware, both these have Revos in them. So that's a Revo Micro, Revo Voron. And that one's a self-source build, and that one's an LDO V2 kit. Finally printed my Voron parts in Frusa Mini. I even managed printing the extruder parts in Prusa PCCF. Nice. I have some Prusa PCCF, and we're saving that for something. Both with 0.4. Yeah, they both got 0.4 nozzles. So they just did their whole quad gantry tramming, and now they're just heating up to final temperature, and then they're going to go. Revo 6 rigid. Yes. Who was it that did that again? Revo 6 rigid instead of just saying Revo Voron. Revo 6 rigid. Was that the some box, right? So I'm going to have to adjust the first layer on the fly on this one, because this one should be fine. But the other one I'm going to have to adjust, and because I got to go up. I think I got to go up. Oh, yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I got to go up a bit. There we go, now it's blue. There we go. Had to bleed through all the black PETG. I'm very bad when it comes to my printers. What I normally do is I don't purge between filaments. My starting purge line is usually quite thick, and then I do a skirt. That's usually enough on most things to completely bleed out the old color. So usually that's just kind of how I roll. You are really high in the back there. That might be an issue. Yeah, you are not sticking in the back there. That ain't good. Happy Friday from the EU. What print? We are doing a few things. We're doing a little Pokemon here in some of that. What's the filament called when it's two different colors? I can't remember. But we're doing that. And then we're also doing some stuff for a Prusa Mini. That's not a Prusa Mini. There we go. Okay, that ain't working. That ain't right. Stop print. Something ain't right there. Something ain't right there. Why are you crossing the skirt? Why are you crossing the skirt? That's a print. And move up. And track 5. Why are you... Oh, okay. That's why. That'll do it. In a moment. I don't know how we got a low point, but we did. Oh, that's why. Shoot. Ah, shoot. Yep. First layer don't work if you have something stuck under your bed. I'm like, why? Don't be doing this on hot stuff, guys. Like, why is the first layer so funky on this? And it's like, oh, I had something stuck to the... A big glob of filament stuck to the underneath my flex plate. That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay. There we go. Now it's flat. There we go. Yeah, so pro tip, make sure you don't have stuff under your flex plate, because your first layer might not be great. Looking to get a new cutting board. Do you have any recommendation for what material I should get? Like, are you talking about like a cutting mat? Like this green cutting mat here? Yeah, no, the first layer was really screwed. I had a little plastic space. I mean, you know, it was probably on my desk here when I put the mat on here to put the stuff on it, or the flex plate, and that kind of, unfortunately, made the bed the little not flat. Bamboo cutting board. Oh, bamboo, I guess. I have a cutting board I bought at IKEA like 5 years ago. That's kind of what I use, so. Make sure I make a poop bucket for the bamboo. What's a bamboo? So now we're waiting for this to heat back up. So hopefully if all goes well, this is a 20-hour plate. As long as it doesn't fail, we should be good for tomorrow. So we shall see. We're just waiting for the temps to stabilize. But what I can do in the meantime, open image in a new tab. Now, unfortunately, there won't be the correct orientation, but oh, wait. There we go. And then oh, dang it, I can't do it in this one. Machine. Wait, no, dashboard. Okay, cancel. Printers, LV2. that. Copy. There we go. I'm gonna share the Frusa bomb. It's the Prusa bomb. It's by the company that we don't like right now, but I already have it and I'm not gonna let content go to waste. Gyroid infill on a bed slinger increases wear. Technically, all motion increases wear. Like, if you want to get down to it, technically, when the fact that we always print everything smack dab in the middle of the bed is actually a bad idea, because you're going to wear the middle of your bed out more. Things do wear. Belts wear, bearings wear, PTFE tube wears. Like, everything eventually becomes a consumable item, okay? So on big CNC machines, so you don't wear out ways and ball screws and whatnot, what you actually normally do is you don't always mount your tool piece in the middle of the bed. You move it around. So you kind of spread out the wear, right? You're not, you know, on a CNC machine, when you put a piece of metal down on the table, you need to make sure that table's flat. So you go in there with a stone and you make sure there's no burrs or anything. Well, if you continuously stone that middle of the bed, eventually you're going to put a divot in the bed. So you want to move around where your part is. Okay, I gotta go down just a little bit. More. Yeah, Frusa by DFH, which I don't think he even has them in stock right now. So. But in 3DP, it's on purpose because the middle of the bed is the hottest. Not, well, if you have that much of a variance, you probably should reconsider things. Like, you really shouldn't be having that big of a variance on your first layer, or on your bed. Like, unless you're really going right to the edge of the bed, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Can Clipper be installed on an old Android tablet? You need to be able to install Debian first. So. By the way, I run my first layer slow. Did I order the camera for the LDO V2? I did. I did order a replacement camera. It's on the way. So right now I've got a an Aver Media. Actually, let me set this up at a better spot so you guys can actually see. This ain't optimal by any means of the imagination, but no, not that one. That one. No, don't fall. There we go. That'll work. Yeah, that first layer is a little low. Let me bump that, or a little, yeah. High. There we go. Oh wow. There you go. There we go. There we go. There we go. When Trident kits, whenever they become available, with the global shipping issues and whatnot, who knows? They'll be available when they're available. But what is available right now is the potential to win a free spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the description. Be sure to check it out. Or if you just want to buy some, there's also a link in there. It's an affiliate link too, so without costing you any more, it helps out the channel. 2.4 versus Rat Rig V3. I do not have a Rat Rig V3, so I cannot comment on it. I will say the Minion is a nice printer, though. There's two plates. So the plate on the smaller V2 is a 10-hour plate, and the plate on the bigger V2 is a 20-hour plate. And that's all the parts for a Frusa. So all the Frusa Mini parts is approximately 30 hours on a V2. Although it doesn't scale linearly because of first layer time, and I run slow first layers. Oh, why don't we like a certain company? Physek went and patented a whole bunch of open source stuff. There's a whole bunch of drama with it. It's shitty, and I don't approve what they did. I know why they did it. I don't approve of it, but basically, this was actually years ago now. Some company went and patented or trademarked the name Voron in China, a completely different company, not Physek. And what they did was they basically went after any company using Voron in China and said, hey, we own the name. If you want to use it, you have to pay royalties or whatever. So that kind of started like, you know how every country, once the Americans had nukes, every country wanted nukes? It was kind of like that. So to prevent, you know, anything else from getting used against them, Physek and other companies as well went out and patented and trademarked any open source name they could get their hands on to prevent somebody else from doing that same thing and then coming and be like, hey, we want royalties for the name. So the thing is, patents are only worth as much as you are willing to defend them. And so far, we haven't seen Physek do anything malicious with the patents and trademarks that they have been granted. Now, China doesn't have first use law or was it prior art or whatever, like it does in North America. Because in North America, you know, somebody tries to trademark for and we show up and like, we've had this name in this printer for years. They can't just randomly do it. It doesn't work. China, it's whoever goes for it first gets it. So basically that's it. They went and did that. Now, it would have been nice if they came to us first and the Voron team and been like, hey, we're planning to do this. But again, until they actually act maliciously, we haven't seen anything of them doing that. And it's only, you know, a patent's only worth as much as you're willing to defend it. And so far, they haven't done anything with it. So, yeah, China does not have prior art. It's whoever patents it first gets it. And that's how it is. Somebody needs to send Polymaker a Voron. How many printers have I built? Every time we join the stream, there's a new printer on the table. Well, I kind of rotate them through because I don't have a lot of room. But basically, anything on the top row, these are like my everyday machines. I had to make room for this cardboard box. I don't know why. It's taking up space. But how many have I built? Okay, let's go through them. The switch wire, which you can't really see right now. The switch wire is right there. The switch wire, I built it once, and then I built it again on stream. I built the Prusa here. This one's interesting because I built this as a V2.0, a V2.1, a V2.2, and a V2.4. So it's been every version of the Voron. The LDO V2, the Physek Trident kit, Toasty Boy, which is a V1.8. So that's 10. And then we got a Bonsai, a V Minion, a V01 LDO kit, Tall Boy, twice. It was a 2.2, then a 2.4. So what are we at? 15 now. A Micron, that's 16. A V00, which was rebuilt again. So that's 16, 17. Another V0, 8, 19. 19? I think 19. I built 19 printers. Yeah. Did I count the Micron? Yeah, 19, I think. Plus there's the other one that we got to build, which we're printing parts for, and a few others. What's my opinion on VZ Bot? I haven't built one yet, so I can't really say anything. I am very hesitant to give a comment on a printer that I have personally not built, handled, or I don't know anyone that I personally trust with their direct opinion that I could vouch for. So, for example, the Frusa Mini, getting my printers mixed up. The Prusa Mini. I haven't built one yet. I've never used one. We're building a knockoff one right now, or printing parts to build a knockoff one, but I have personally not ever, used one. However, I can go off the opinion of enough people I personally trust to say it's a good printer. Now, a VZ Bot, not a lot of people have built them yet, and I don't know any of them personally, so I can't say anything about it. Simple as that. I'm very hesitant to give a recommendation or speak out against a printer I don't have experience with. I think that's unfair to do, which is also why I find it absolutely hilarious whenever I watch a video like a Joel video when he's unboxing a printer, and literally he is 20 minutes into the very first print of a printer, and somebody's asking how does it compare to X other printer, and he's like, I've had it for 20 minutes. I can't give you a response. I know you have an opinion on the Pantheon. Well, I've spoken to the Pantheon guys over 2 days for probably 2 hours total. So, Brian, I can send you a VZ235 all-wheel drive. You don't need to. Nero builds printers to print printers to build more. Yeah, I'm one of the people that likes the building aspect. Where can you buy a 2.4 kit in Spain? Anyone who's a reseller. Oop. Anyone who's an LDO reseller. Oh no, we lost the there we go. Yeah, for some reason this camera always likes to reset, so I have to redo it. Yeah, see it freezes. I don't know why it's doing that. This cameras on V226 are just cursed. They always, I don't know if it's because I'm running the a very much older version of Fluid or something, but cameras are just cursed on this machine. They always end up conking out or something going wrong or something. The filament cabinet. Oh yeah, there I am. Have I tried the EVA 3 yet? Not yet. Yeah, the box. Yeah, it's a V Minion enclosure. Which do you prefer for ASA, Voron or Prusa? Like printing ASA? The Voron. The Voron's fully. These machines, Vorons, are designed with printing ABS and other ink materials that you need to print enclosed in mind. Not high temp, though. They're not meant for peak and whatnot. Don't try printing peak on a Voron. It's not meant to do that at all. Okay, there we go. That's good first layer. Yeah, well, this is running I put Fluid on here when Fluid was brand new, so update Fluid. Yeah, the problem is that I don't want to. This machine is very. The configuration on this machine is very Frankenstein. Do YouTubers make contract with companies not to show some parts? Okay, so I'll address the elephant in the room. Yes, that is a Bamboo Lab X1 carbon kit. Includes the AMS, right? I have no contract with them. I'm going to be opening it up. I've got no contract. I don't know. I've seen a few places where people are like, oh, all the reviewers had to sign contracts and whatnot. No. Somebody put me in contact with them and they're like, hey, do you want to do the printer? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And they're like, okay, we'll ship it to you. I have no contract with them at all. They do want me to do a Skype call with them before I unbox it, because there is still stuff being worked on in the firmware. So I need to like do an order of operations to make sure like the machine is good to go. Like I have to update the firmware and do like a few other things to make sure like stuff has changed since this was put in the box essentially. But that is a production unit in the production packaging. Like if you buy one, that's how it comes right there. Like, yeah, this is the machine in the box that it comes from the factories. Like, it weighs 24 point something kilograms. It's heavy AF. Yeah, there you go. Over 15 kilograms. It's 24 point something. Made in China. But yeah, like this is the printer. You can see it right there. But yeah, I don't know why some people are like, oh, all the reviewers had to like get their reviews like viewed before they put them. Oh, I'm unboxing that live. You can't get much closer to no preview as doing it live. So I have high hopes for the machine. I am looking at this machine as somebody who just wants to print. Believe me, you know, I'm all open source. I'm on the Voron team for like, I love me open source, but I understand why this machine exists and I understand who this machine is for. So. Small compared to the XL. The XL is 110 millimeters bigger on the X, Y, and Z in terms of print volume. This is only 256 cubed. It has the same print volume roughly as a this V2 right here. And then it has an AMS on top. On Skype, if contract comes up, send it back. It's a little late for that. You would do with a contract before they ship it. But no, they were like, yeah, we'll send one. We'll send you one. We talked for like half an hour or an hour in an original call just to kind of like touch base and, you know, meet the team type thing. They answered a bunch of questions I had. And then they like, okay, what's your address? We'll ship you one. And they shipped it. There's no contract. They want me to, you know, make sure I do some things to make sure, you know, the unboxing goes well because stuff has changed firmware wise and whatnot. But yeah, we're going to do it live because why not? Why is everyone talking about a box? I don't know. Some people are really interested in the box. So we talked about the box. Well, the thing is, there's no open source in terms of like, it's not like an aluminum extrusion frame. So they sound confident, and talking to the team, they have people on the team that know what they're doing. So I wouldn't say I'm like, you know, entirely risk adverse. And here's the thing, for everyone who doesn't like Kickstarter, just wait till July and buy it off Amazon. Simple as that. It'll be available for retail in July, according to them. They're aiming for July, but you never know, right? Currently, you know, anything release date is subject to change worldwide right now, and you can't really fault companies for that. The wobbly, yeah, I need to go pick up some bungee cords because I've got some exposed studs under the stairs. I'm going to hang the Micron in there, I think. How many spools of filament have you printed total? Oh, 100 plus easily, for sure. I just did some spring cleaning and totally threw out like a ton of filament spools that I had in a spare room. So the machine isn't 3,200 on Kickstarter. There's 3 tiers of the machine. There's the base model, which nobody has, by the way. None of the reviewers have the base model. They all have the carbon, the X1 carbon. There's the X1 and the X1 carbon. The X1 carbon comes with the a hardened nozzle, the enclosure, like the actual, like the outside of the printer is metal versus plastic, and a few other small things. So you have the base model, and I'm not going to be talking about Kickstarter price, okay? The base model is $9.99 US. The upgraded model, which is the X1 carbon that all the reviewers have, is $11.99 US, and then the combo is, I think, $14.99 US. So I have hopes, proprietary nozzle. As far as I'm aware, the entire nozzle plus hot end is one unit. As far as I'm aware, the entire Yep. Oh no, I think we lost it. We lost the layer. Pause. Yep. Oh, you drifted on me big time. Why did you drift on me big time? Oh yeah, that would have failed. Oh well. Let me fix that quick. I forgot I was printing PETG on here, and I wasn't, my offsets weren't the same. Forgot I adjusted that. This plastic's got to be smushed a bit more. There we go. Skip step. No, the offset wasn't right on the first layer, and I didn't realize it. So unfortunately, this camera I got to refresh. There we go. Which is the best starter Pokemon? Charizard or Charmander. Oh yeah, the camera on the left camera, that camera is always laggy. I fake all my printing. Yeah, it's pre-recorded. Nixon just won the election. That's how you know this is up to date. Little blob of plastic under there. There we go. Oh, that first layer is perfect. Trident Stealth Burner looks like a teddy bear to me. No, it's Kenny. Or no, the Trident Stealth Burner. Trident doesn't have a Stealth Burner. Yeah, it's all green screen. I'm not actually here right now. This is all fake. Like this is a cutout. Like that's why, you know, I can't actually interact with the printer. Like as you can see, like it's just a JPEG with some green screen and different layers in OBS. Like nothing really exists, right? What am I doing for dinner tonight? I think I'm fish and chips. Fish and chips. Oh, the LDO on the camera looks like a bear. Oh. Okay, are you a little bit better now, first layer? Let me squish it just a bit. I think that's what my issue was. Push that down a bit. They're all CGI. Yep. James Cameron and Weto are in here, doing some magic. Deep fake. No green. Well, that's because I use a blue screen, not a green screen. Actually, to be fair, the only thing that's real is the beard. Everything else is CGI. Like even this. This is actually a Gamer's Nexus water bottle. Beards are hard. Yeah, that's why you do the beard in practical and everything else is CGI, right? That's how you know, right? I'm a VTuber. Yeah. If somebody wants to make up a VTuber avatar, we'll do a print and chill Friday as a VTuber. Tech Jesus sells water. Actually, I don't know if he does. They have really good mats, though, apparently. I have a warped sense of humor. Oh, I tone it down hardcore for these streams. You guys have no idea. What do you think is the most promising multicolor tech, tool change palette, diamond? Okay, so the problem with multi-material, there's several different problems with multi-material. And you could fix all of them. You just have to give up something. The best ways to do it are expensive. The easiest ways to do it, and the cheapest ways, suck. You either do, if you have a single nozzle setup, doing multi-colors is okay, but doing multi-material because of different temperatures, the issue you have where you can't purge it all, or you're not able to purge it all, you have contamination between, dissolvable and non-dissolvable filaments, having, a material that prints at one temperature, try to go through the same nozzle, that material prints at a different temperature, and jamming, clogging, whatever. So single nozzle setups have issues. The advantage of a single nozzle setup, you can retrofit them onto existing machines. They're usually simpler. You can just get a Y splitter and 2 extruders and send it. But you also have to purge, and purge is a massive waste of plastic. And then you also have setups where you have, different tool heads. When you have multi-tool heads, the machines get bigger, more expensive. You have docking mechanisms. You have repeatability potential issues. There is no perfect system for multi-material. If you're serious about multi-material, IDEX or multi-tool head setups. You need multiple nozzles. If you just want to print multicolor and you don't care about purge, like a pallet, an MMU, where you drive a carrot feeder, Bamboo Lab with the AMS, something like that. So multicolor, you can do single nozzle. You're just going to have downsides in time and purge. Multi-material, you really want multiple nozzles, either IDEX setup or tool changer, in my opinion. What are my thoughts on food safe prints? I've never done any food safe prints. I know people do like cookie cutters, but I would just make sure you do it single use, like print something, use it for a cookie cutter, and then don't, because you can't wash it safely because of all the nooks and crannies. Same reason you don't use 3D printed parts for toys is you can't really clean them properly. So with all the nooks, crannies, layers, bacteria. That's the problem with food safe, it is the bacteria. Plastic is plastic. Let's be honest, like, if you print something and you're worried about like the little speck of brass that gets in your print from like using a brass nozzle, that contaminating the print, no. The issue of a printed part is bacterial buildup. Like, this is a benchy. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna get sick from biting a benchy or licking a benchy. But if I were to use it to continuously cut out cookies over weeks, you might get bacterial buildup. So. Do I measure air quality? Nope. I figure I smoked for a decade and before I got into 3D printing. So at best case scenario, I'm still doing better because I quit smoking. So. Bacteria is not, well, I know some bacteria is good for you, but I'm just saying that's probably where you're going to see the issue with like using, printed parts and food stuff is the inability to clean it properly. Wow, that camera is, I'm just going to turn that camera off because this camera is pathetic. No money to smoke. I used to do IPSC and USPSA as well. Lung damage is cumulative. I know. I also worked in an injection, like a tool shop where we built plastic injection molds, and my my toolbox was 30 feet away from a 3,000-ton injection molding press that went through thousands of pounds of ABS per day, and we had no ventilation in the shop. So again, I'm still doing better than I was. Ever built a Delta, or I'm a big fan? I have a Delta. I have a Super Racer. The thing is, Deltas are very fun to watch, but a Core XY pretty much does everything a Delta does, but better. Especially if you have like something like the V2 where the bed is fixed. Like, Deltas have, they're cool to watch, but I think the advantage of how fast Core XY moves now, proper 32-bit motion systems, have kind of taken the wind out of Delta. Because it used to be if you wanted to print fast, you use the Delta. But now other motion systems are around that print as faster. So, need to print some replacement lungs. If I start getting into bioprinting, you know why. But here's the thing, like, I've never had to print anything for food safe. I think I printed a cookie cutter once at a PLA, and then I made some cookies, and then I threw it out right after I cut up the cookies. So other than that, I've never done food safe. I've never really had a need to. Like, yeah. Have I received anything? I went to the P.O. box today. I didn't get anything yet. But shipping to Canada, once it hits the border, it can sit there from anywhere from a day to a week. So I didn't expect to see anything yet. So, by the way, I keep meaning to announce it at the beginning of the stream, so that way people actually notice. But apparently, oh shoot, we have 400 people here. Hello, 400 people. Make sure you like the smash button. Enter the draw. Do both those things. Won't hurt. You can win some filament. I'm not saying if you like the smash button, it will increase your odds. But I'm not saying it won't. It may. It may not. I don't know how the universe works. We don't know everything yet. But I do have a P.O. box now. So if you want to send me stuff, fan art, whatever, maybe we'll do like how Joel does the Fan Mail Fridays. But we'll do it live because that's what I do. I hate editing. So I do have a P.O. box. If you want to send me anything, exclamation mark P.O. box in chat, and it should pop up. Hopefully, if the bot's working. There's the P.O. box. But if you do want to send me anything, be aware you have to send it through the mail. Canada Post post offices cannot sign for stuff. So if you send it through a courier service like DHL, UPS, FedEx, whatever, it will not arrive at the post office. And they won't sign for it, and it will get sent back. So if you want to send me something, it has to be through the mail. So Canada Post, USPS, the actual mail. So, don't want a box of your failed benchies? If it shows up, it shows up. I don't guarantee I won't do anything other than throw it in the garbage, though. Could I get... Well, here's the thing. That's why the P.O. box won't accept anything from, like, FedEx or UPS, is because they can't sign for anything. So. Let's send you some Stroop waffles. Okay. Can you bring... If I am going to Murph. If you want to give me something at Murph, that's fine. I'm going to try and figure out something like a meet at X point on like X day, so we can all like just kind of say hi. But I don't know what my current plans are for Murph, other than, you know, trying to make videos. I know this is going to be the first time a lot of the Boron team are meeting each other in person, so I will admit I'll probably be hanging out with them a lot, because I've known these guys for like 4 years, and it's the first time we'll get a chance to hang out. So, but I do want to try and do like a little quick meet and greet at least. Or you could just run into me at some point during the event and say hi. Polymaker, yes, I got your spools. They actually showed up in like 2 days. What did you send me again? I've got them all right here. I've got ASA, PA12CF, which we're going to use for a project. And then I got some red ASA, some PC, and I think some blue ASA too. Yeah. That's an empty Prusa box. Yep, I got the filament. Am I coming to Prague Maker Fest? No. Unfortunately, I am not that big of a YouTuber where I can justify that kind of trip, unfortunately. If bamboo meets the hype, how will it affect? Well, here's the thing with the bamboo. Now again, this is the hard thing. Right now, nobody actually has the X1, okay? So let me pull up their website. And let me pull up. Oop. Okay, so this is the X1 Carbon, okay? There is also the X1. That one nobody has. The X1, let me see here if they actually list it, what the differences is. Because there's different variants of this machine, okay? How do they have it listed? Yeah, okay, so here's the specs. So you have the X1 Carbon and the X1. So the body on the X1 Carbon is aluminum glass. The X1, it's polycarbonate in glass, okay? Steel nozzles on the X1, hardened steel on the X1 Carbon, closed loop control for the cooling, so you know, activated carbon filter on the Carbon. The regular one doesn't have that, so it's $200 in difference. But the thing is, the actual base X1 is $999 US. It's $999 US. That's what their not Kickstarter price is, and that's how I'm judging this printer, by the way. I'm not looking at this printer at its Kickstarter price, because Kickstarter is an inherent risk, and I know some people are fine with accepting the risk of a Kickstarter, but not everyone is. So it's like when you judge something that's on sale, you judge it on its regular price, its MSRP price. You don't judge it on its sale price. So this machine, let me find their regular prices for it. Can't find it on their Twitter. Frequently asked. Let's see, it's on their Twitter. I know I've seen it. Their prices. There's like a little picture that has the prices, but it's $999 for the regular X1, $11.99 for the X1 Carbon, which is the one I have, and then there's also the AMS, which is $14.99, that's what I actually have. I have the whole kit there. So the thing is, how will it affect existing printers? Well, the X1 is cheaper than a Prusa now, because a Prusa with the current price change is $1,099. So the X1, the unupgraded X1, is $100 cheaper than a Prusa. And if you're just some random Joe off the street who just wants to make a boat, I want to make plastic boat, and you don't care about the history or anything, you go, and somebody goes, you can pick this printer or this printer, they're gonna pick the Bamboo. If you didn't know anything other than prices and the specs of the machine, this machine will probably beat out every time, if it delivers. Everything kind of looks like it will, and I have no reason to doubt them, but there's always the chance. Let's be honest, you never know. But if you look at the spec sheet for that, and the spec sheet for that, and the fact that this is $100 cheaper than that, well, okay, the base model is what it is. Is what it is. Never had positive result with ASA. What are common print settings? I just use my normal ABS profile with ASA. I just bump the temps up 5 or 10 degrees usually. Am I selling Bamboos? I'm not selling anything. You don't need to change the entire tool head. It is the hot end. The hot end assembly is a quick swap, I believe. What do you mean? An Ender 3 just works. All you need to do is spend $400 in modding. Yeah, Bamboo Carbon, same with an MS. Yeah, here's the thing. Vorons are meant to be for people who like building 3D printers. That's what they were designed with in mind. They're not meant to be production machines. And you're self-sourcing everything. If you were to bring a Voron to commercial market, it would look a lot like something like this. You would basically take the base design, and you would take components that are 3D printed and commercial off the shelf, and you would optimize for mass production. You'd end up something like this, which apparently the guys on this team looked at the V1.8 for a lot of, like, you know, theory crafting. It's part of their acknowledgement. They acknowledge let me pull up their thing here, because this is actually really cool. I went through their Kickstarter, and they have like a little acknowledgement thing at the end of it. That was actually nice to read. Kickstarter keeps crashing. Why is Kickstarter? Team acknowledgement. So yeah, we express our thanks to the 3D printing community. We have learned a lot about 3D printing from YouTube channels, Reddit discussions, and open source projects. We would like to thank Teaching Tech. His calibration page inspired us to implement the LiDAR to do all the important calibrations automatically. We'd also like to thank Mirage C. If it had not been for his Hevort's stunning performance, we would not have set our final target accelerations of 20 millimeters cubed a second, so 20,000 20K Excel. Finally, we'd like to thank the Voron team. We have done many feasibility analysis and evaluation experiments on a V1.8 during the early days of the project. And then they acknowledge all the models that they used in their Kickstarter page to show it off. It was actually really nice to see that, yeah, hey, we looked at stuff that was out there and kind of give it credit for our design. Still say it's a polished Voron legacy for production. Even if it was, even if under all the plastic and metal, it's a bog standard Voron legacy, that's fine. Voron is OpenGL v3. You just got to give credit if you copy the design, which the design has changed enough. I wouldn't say there's any Voron in there other than Core XY. But yeah, speaking with them, and from what I've seen, I've got, you know, I'm not going to go right out and say these guys are awesome, go buy their printer now, but I will say, you know what, compared to other printers that or companies I've interacted with, I don't feel worried, put it that way. So, how the prints coming along? Pretty good. Oh yeah, much better now. Yeah, my first layers are always slow. I run slow first layers. I'm only running like 30 millimeters a second for first layer. Am I going to take it apart? I don't know what the exact plan is. I think the plan is to get it unboxed, because honestly, we're going to split up this machine with Friday. Also, I have another machine coming. It's not as cool as this one, but I do have another commercial machine that'll be here next week. But I think we'll save that for next Friday. But the plan is Tuesday we'll unbox it. We'll do a quick print and maybe poke around inside, and then we'll on Friday we'll play with the MMS, I think. So Tuesday we'll unbox it. Friday we're gonna play with the MMS or AMS, sorry. And so yeah, we'll unbox it. We'll do the 14 or 17 minute benchy or whatever it is. We'll take a panel off. I don't want. Here's the thing. I don't want to dive into it and like completely rip it apart, because I want to print with it for a while and I don't want to accidentally break anything. So maybe we'll take the back panel off, look at the controller and whatnot, you know, keep an eye out. And then, you know, once they actually get some hours under it, then we'll, you know, dive into it. Because let's be honest, it's a Core XY machine with NEMA 17s. You could probably rip the controller out of this thing, throw an SKR in there, slap a clipper on it, and run it like a normal printer. Like, it's a 3D printer, but they all use the same parts. It's just in a different shell with different... This one has its own proprietary controller and firmware. But yeah, I'm sure you can unplug the controller and throw a clipper on there if you really wanted to. Polymaker, 3:30 a.m. Ooh. Ooh. So, oh, are you, where are you? Are you Shenzhen? Polymaker? Hong Kong or Shenzhen or that area? I know China's 12 hours. Yeah, it's 12 hours, so yeah. Shanghai, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, their LiDAR system, although apparently it's not true LiDAR. It uses lasers for measuring, but it's not like LiDAR, I believe. Tomato. But if it works, it works. But yeah, so how it works with their machine, from my understanding, you can use any slicer, okay? But their slicer is set up to take advantage of like the LiDAR and all the other stuff that it does. So if you just feed it regular G-code, it just acts like a normal printer. It doesn't do the LiDAR thing or the on-the-fly pressure advance thing. It doesn't do that. So if you were to just like, you know, throw in the G-code for this, it would run it exactly like this would run it. But if you want to use their features, like their extra features, you got to use their slicer because it's baked into it. So, The Clipper, no, Clipper does not. Did I get the right cable? No, I'm still waiting for it to come in. Yeah, that first layer is a little bit better. That one's coming along pretty good. Only magic smoke. Yep. I don't know. You could play around with G-code. Also, I think the bamboo slicers outputs everything in like 3MF format. Like it doesn't, like I don't think it runs straight G-code. Like I know it reads G-code, but they have their own proprietary format. That's stuff that their slicer spits out. And I think it's 3MF. Because the advantage with their slicer is when you output the 3MF file, focus. If you reload that file in their slicer, it brings up everything again with all the settings and everything. So I could share you a sliced file, and you could run it on your printer, and if you go, hey, I like that, you can import that sliced file into your slicer, and all the settings and everything automatically populate, because 3MF, you can save that info in the actual file. Because input shaper is an algorithm. Its input shaper is resonance compensation. Resonance compensation has been around for a while in other forms. CNC machines have used something akin to it forever. So resonance compensation is not anything new. Input shaper is the way Clipper implements it, using accelerometer and whatnot, but it's not the only way to do it. You got to understand, apparently a lot of the team at Bamboo are ex-DJI, the drone folk. So I'm sure they know how to deal with gyros and accelerometers and all that fun stuff and to make it do stuff. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're printing the parts for the Frusa. That's what's going on the V. Yeah, both these printers are printing the parts for the Frusa. So. I would have another camera here, but it sucks. It doesn't like updating. Oh, hey, it's updating finally. There we go. Will Clipper ever have the feature? So the problem with the way Clipper works, it's not really the problem, but it's the way Clipper works, is Clipper sends commands, it batches commands. So it processes everything on the Raspberry Pi, and then it sends these batches of commands to the MCU for the printer to perform those operations. And that's why you can't interrupt stuff. So like if you hit like stop print, or like you try to, like if you tell it to like increase your fan or decrease speed, it takes a couple moves and a couple operations before it actually implements it, because it can't supersede something that's already been outputted to the MCU in the order. Orders are very important. So in terms of like looking ahead in G-code, I don't know if the processor can understand. Like, are you talking about to tell it to like, see, why would you need to look ahead for G-code unless you're changing, because changing stuff on the fly is different than, you know, just looking ahead for the next move type thing. Like, it's not like a CNC machine where it's like, on a CNC machine, you might want it where once it does a tool change, if you got like a magazine, a tool magazine, well, it's okay. So after you've done the tool change and you go to start cutting, look ahead in the G-code, see what the next tool change is, and tell the magazine to get that next tool ready to go. Like, that would be something reading ahead G-code would be used for in CNC. But in a 3D printer, why would you need it to look ahead? Unless you were doing like a tool changer machine where you want it to, okay, when there's a tool change coming up in X time, start warming up the nozzle or something for tool number 2, so that when it goes to swap, you don't have to wait for it to heat up. That could be something you could look into, but I don't know how that would implement. Yeah, Clipper does not do G2, G3 arcs. No, you don't need to run Arc Welder with Clipper, because the way the Clipper kinematics and the motion system are set up pretty much handles that already. You won't see any performance difference or any print quality difference. Clipper object cancellation got merged. Ooh, awesome! I gotta play around with that at some point. I know I got an email from the what is it called? Obucio? the former spaghetti detective folk, but they have it working on Clipper now, and I've got like an invite to try it out. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Look ahead to reduce stuttering. Yeah, I guess, but wouldn't Input Shaper be handling that too? Where did the boat has feet? This isn't a boat. It's a Pokemon. Their self-host. Yeah, I think they're letting me use the hosted. And of course the camera froze again. B226, you are horrible when it comes to connectivity today. Do I have any 3D pens? I do not. That was not something I ever got into. I have the artistic ability of like a 2-year-old, so I don't think we're gonna try. What time is stream? Usually, the Friday streams I usually run a little bit shorter, but it's a pretty relaxed stream today, so I might go a little bit longer, probably 4:30. Usually so how it works is for the rest of the summer, my schedule is pretty locked in. I know for a while there we were moving start times with the Tuesday and Friday streams between 2 and 4. But going forward, till pretty much the end of the summer, of course something may always change on a day-by-day basis, but the Friday and the Tuesday stream will be 2 to 5. The Friday stream will be 2 to 4 to 5, because usually the Friday stream is a little bit short, because I also stream Saturday night, which is 8 till usually 11. So the streams are usually 3 hours plus or minus an hour. I try to aim for 3 hours, except for the Friday, because I stream the Saturday too. I usually cut the Friday one a little short. And then there's the monthly member stream. So if you're a member of the channel or Patreon supporter, we do a stream every month with just members and Patreon supporters. If you're not, you have to wait a month to see it, and you can't watch it live. So consider becoming a member. Help out the channel. Can Clipper work with laser engraver? I don't know. Never tried it. What's on tomorrow's? If we get everything printed, we're going to start the not a Prusa build. In UK time. I'm Eastern time zone. Convert that to tea and crumpet time, I guess. Getting a King Rune KP3S. Would you recommend to do anything to it before printing? Nope. Put it together, start printing. I'm a big proponent of don't mess with it if it ain't broke. So put the printer together and start printing things. If you don't have any problems, don't start modding it. Too many people think you need to mod a printer right out the gate, and actually that leads a lot of time to trouble. The cheapest build Core XY printer. A DIY Core XY printer for $400? I'm not sure. Am I making a Positron or Nora? The problem with the Positron, there's a lot of like custom stuff to it. Like it's open source, yeah, but like I don't have access to a Bridgeport or CNC the mill the parts. The bed is custom. Like yeah, it's open source, but there's a lot. It's not commercial off the shelf. It's you need to order like custom stuff to build it. So at this time, no, I won't be building one. If there's a kit or something for it down the line, maybe. But as it is right now, unfortunately, not really feasible. Chelsea with 25. Cheers. Yes, I'm printing your little Pokemon thing. Is this a starter Pokemon? I don't know. Everyone say hi to Chelsea. For those that don't know Chelsea, she's half of Chaos Core Tech. She does a lot of the models that I print. Yes, that Chelsea. And we're printing it in some 3D Jake Magic PLA. So it's like orange from this side and like red from this side. Or actually, no, it'll be front to back. It'll be front to back on this because of the way the color's coming out. Sub 400 you can do a Tronxy to Ender 5 or an Tronxy or Ender 5 conversion. Maybe. I've never really played with like the lower cost DIY printers. That's never been something I've really looked into. I have been tempted at times to try and just buy like a really cheap kit off AliExpress just to build and laugh at, but I never get around to doing it. But I kind of would rather do better things. Okay, so the first layer is done with that one. Bonsai. I did build the bonsai, but we built that a while ago. The bonsai was just using up a bunch of scrap parts I had. Although I might mod my Ender 3 or the KP3S because I realized the KP3S is V-wheel. So because I ripped the Ender apart, I'm tempted just to take the long 2040 and the long lead screw and just put it on the king room. Because literally, I can swap out 4 screws and a nut, and I can get like an extra, I think like 50 millimeters of Z, or no, an extra 70 millimeters of Z out of the printer by just swapping out these 2 parts because it's V-wheel on the Z. So I might do that. We might, I don't know what we're gonna do. If we can't do the Frusa on Saturday, I kind of want to just mess around with a few printers and do some random stuff. Tip on a 2.85. Okay, here's a tip if you want to use 2.85 filament. Don't. Everyone's moved to 1.75 for a reason. It's much better. When will the giveaway? The draw for the giveaway is at the end of the stream. You do not have to be present to win. However, you can only enter during stream hours. Today's stream 4:30 plus or minus half an hour we're aiming for. We'll see how things are going. Although modding the king room would be like literally 15 minutes. 300mm hyper. Do they sell full hypercube kits? It's funny, the hypercube was something I wanted to get into. Like when I was first looking for my when I realized I wanted to build my own 3D printer, hypercube was something I was looking into, and then I ended up finding a Voron. So really, that cheap? Bomb for a hypercube, $282. Seriously? Hypercube is that cheap? Extrusions, button heads, screws. Now this has no orders, so I don't trust it. But let's see what we got. I'm always worried when I'm looking through AliExpress because you never know what will be randomly popping up. Full kit. Okay, $700. There we go. That makes a little bit more sense. Yeah. Master Misanthrope. We've already corrected that by having the front plate say not a Prusa. So it's not original Prusa, as you can see there. There we go. And Comic Sans. It's in Comic Sans. When am I bringing the bots in? We have too many people here. The bots show up at 420 viewers, and we only have 427. If the likes hit 420, maybe the bots will show up then, because usually they show up when we hit the funny numbers. So, maybe. Let's see, what is the cheapest Core XY kit you can find on AliExpress? Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a pro gamer move right now. When you go on AliExpress and you type Core XY and you see a Voron kit for $257 on a store that's called Shop 11021 28331 store with 24 followers and no sales, and it's $257 with free shipping, don't buy it. The amount of people who buy these is stupid. Believe me, we see it. Don't do it. Don't. Stop it. The amount of people that go, oh, I'll just do a chargeback. Don't. What? Two Trees 3D SP5 Core XY. And this is the Two Trees specialty store. So this printer is $105 plus. So this is a $280 printer. And it comes with the acrylic? What? Okay. Okay. That actually doesn't seem stupidly priced. That can't be right. Ooh, a Seabore. What the heck is a Seabore? I know it's a V0, but Seabore, so $400. High-speed printing. A true desktop FDM experience. Look at our renders. We don't even have a real printer. We just have renders of it. Yeah, none of these are real. Like, I love stores that don't even have the real printer. Like, they didn't even build a real one. It just renders. The Jenny. And the Troxy. A lot of Vorons. Oh, a Micron. They make Micron kits now. Troxy. Ooh, a TDS. Okay, I'm looking at this. I'm totally sold on this printer. I'm totally sold. I look how happy this kid is. Do you not want to buy this printer right now? Look how happy she is. You know, you got your power supply and your wires and your actual, you know, outlet and the wires just hanging out there in the open inside the print volume. Like, you know, there's your mains voltage. You want your main voltage right next to the bed for safety reasons, right? Look how loose these belts are. Look how loose that belt is. Oh my god. And the ghosting. Oh my god. There's some slack on the metal there. That's some great painting. Oh my god. It comes with Cura, guys. It comes with Cura. You save so much money. That's a deal right there. You know what? You might as well buy it anyways for the Cura that it comes with. Look how loose these belts are. And okay. Look at that idler. That is a M3 bolt with F623 bearings stacked, screwed into a nut into a plastic part. And it's already bent. And the belts aren't even tight. There's a reason it was only the V2.0 that had unsupported idlers, where the idler only was supported on one end. Now you know how they're supported on both ends. It's for a reason. No feedback. Exactly. Smooth idlers are fine. Smooth idlers are fine. If you don't over tighten your belts, smooth idlers are fine. especially like the F625 or 695 size ones. This guy built this printer. He's super happy that he built this printer. Look how happy this gentleman is. What else do we got? There, oh, the Elf. Crowley upgrade Elf Pro. There we go. Creativity Core Elf. Oh, there we go. I'm judging by how this is sitting on the bed. I don't think they printed that. They printed this Spider-Man in white filament. That's some very nice printing there. This, like, I know people critique the Vorons for being kind of noodly because it's all 2020, but I feel if I sneeze, I'm going to knock this printer over. It's always the same models. The Golem there is looking great. It's got a touch color display, guy. Look, it's a holographic touch color display. The future is here. Ooh, it's got rails. It's got rails. That's good. Rails are always nice. Creality called. They want their tool head back. Oh, I hate when they do like a VGA. I hate when they use these kind of things for connectors. Using large leveling spring assembly makes leveling simpler and lasts longer. So remember, guys, using large leveling spring assembly makes leveling simpler and lasts longer. The CNC will independently support the platform structure split into lighter cargoes is more convenient to loose and assemble. Yes. Hotbed platform insulation cotton has greatly improved heating effect of the hotbed platform protection heat. Support SD card reading and PC connection method. Well, that's always good. Newly upgraded Elf with fluorescent green logo. Higher end atmosphere. Wow! Soft maintenance sticker on the platform. Matte surface treatment. Easy to stick mold removal is simpler. No glue or textured paper required. Yep, so your molds will stick better to the surface. Printing is interrupted. You can continue printing. Ah. Architectural design, furniture ideas. It comes with a rack, guys. It comes with a rack. And look, some boxes. They do exist. Buy our printer. Yeah, some of you already know my address. I wasn't having a stroke. You didn't need to call 911. Can you watch the ad for the G5 pellet printer? G5. We might make this a thing where we just... Okay, so the plan is, right now, it is members only. So I do have a Discord. We're currently in the process of setting it up. Right now, it is members only and Patreon supporters only until we kind of get everything fleshed out. I don't want to launch it live, but we're soft launching it. So if you're a member of the channel or Patreon supporter, you get early access. And hey, if you don't want to wait, you can fix that. But that is one of the things we're going to do is I want to do community things on Fridays. And kind of make Tuesday the more grab bag random stuff and kind of make the Friday the random, you know, community stuff. So part of the thing is we're going to do like weekly or monthly, like subjects, topics. And one of them will be find me the jankiest printers you can find and like link me. And we'll go through them all live on stream one day or something like that. I want to start having community fun days. So the G5 industrial pellet 3D printer. Consult now. Oh my God. Russell White, thank you for becoming a member. It should be in the community section. Okay, is there a video for this? Is there a video for this? Apparently there's a video for this. Okay, let me mute the music.
In the industrial manufacturing process, after the product design, all the samples are tested for performance. The emergence of industrial-grade 3D printers can quickly produce samples from different materials, compare the performance, and select the best batch manufacturing solution.
So,
Here,
I'm not going to make fun of the language, because English as a second language, English is a bitch of a language to learn as a second language. So I'm not going to make fun of the pronunciation and whatnot.
is an introduction to the performance
You know, I just kind of did for the
process
text,
of
but
the V-wheel made by the Pioneer
V-wheel.
industrial-grade granular 3D printer.
Stop with the V-wheel. Stop it.
5. We do multiple press and impact tests with 3 V-wheel made of TPU, PA,
Justin,
and
Carlos, thank you for becoming
material
members.
with the same specifications with same nozzles. This red V-wheel is made of TPU material of 200 smooth and delicate. The V-wheels.
So the thing with these pellet printers
they can be
is,
used for.
you see, you can't really print fast with them. Like
3D
usually they're not
printing
printing that
to produce
fast.
coaching elements, protective gears, sure so.
Has a fat nozzle.
And so on. The brown-gray V-wheel is made of PA material. Pack test. The material, textile equipment, chemical equipment, aviation, metallurgy, and other fields. It can be used for 3D printer to.
Do you guys see that on the V-wheel right there? Do you guys see that on the V-wheel there? You see how healthy that V-wheel is?
Produce thin walled pipes. Products share impeller temperature 80 degrees after in food packaging to produce automobile and electrical parts.
Like, I'll be honest, the actual prints don't look that bad for a big, slow, you know, cheaply built pellet extruder.
As well as very.
But V-wheel.
Containers, furniture, packaging
There is a
material,
ton of torsional force. That tool head is just wanting to do this, and it's just killing the V-wheels. V-wheels are a consumable.
equipment. Follow us to see and learn more about how the Pioneer Industrial Printer G5 prints
You know what?
parts and finished products.
That machine isn't. I don't think it's that bad. It's obviously not. You know, I wouldn't buy one. But I actually, for what they're doing, I think it actually is. It's not as bad as I originally thought it would be. Felix, 10 gifted community members. Cheers. So do you think printers should come with linear rails instead of V-wheels? I might do a video on this because this is something I've always wanted to kind of. I say it all the time. V-wheels are personally the worst motion system for a 3D printer. It goes V-wheels, linear rods, rails in that order. There's advantages and disadvantages to all of them. Okay. But personally, I think V-wheels, they're the cheapest for a reason. They're not the best. There are better, because the problem is, okay, here's the problem with the V-wheel. This right here is an aluminum extrusion. To make this, they take aluminum and they shove it through a die, and it just continuously comes out, and then they chop it into length. At what point is this machine to or manufactured to tolerance where you can guarantee that it's not twisted? Because if this is twisted, you're going to have a fun day. And these are not a precision thing. They're accurate, but they're not precise. Is David here? Everyone, say hi, David. Do you think it's better to attach rails to? Yeah, rails by spec are supposed to be attached to something. Linear rails also push through die? No, they're machined. Linear rails are hardened and ground to spec. Now, don't get me wrong. You can get bent rails. You can, right? You know, we buy a lot of cheap China stuff. It happens. But a rail... do I have just a rail in there or something? Okay, I do. Okay. So, a rail... Focus. Okay, see the rail? This is usually, I think they're cast, or no, they can't be cast. They're like forged or whatever. They're a blank. They're machined. All the holes are drilled, and then They are heat treated. They're hardened. Like if you look at them, okay, see how it's shiny? Okay, focus. See how it's shiny? But if you look in the holes where the screws are, you can see it's like blackened, okay? That's because that is the finish that it has when it comes out of the hardening process. So these are machined, they're hardened, and then they grind them to the final size. So these are precision. This is hardened steel. Like if you take a file to it, you don't take chunks out of it when you take a file to it. You'll scuff it, but when you take a file to it, you shouldn't be actually cutting into it because they're hardened. These are a precision motion system. A linear rod is a precision motion system. Like proper rods, this is what we use for ejector pins at work. These are hardened H13 with a nitride coat. These are like 70 Rockwell, okay? And they are straight, and they're within, I think they're half a thou undersized. So if it's like a 1/2 inch rod, it's 499.5. And it's all 499.5. So these are precision. This is some aluminum that was shoved through a hole like a Play-Doh maker. Now, don't get me wrong, you can get them straight, but there's no guarantee they're straight. And then what happens is you slap your V wheels on it, and there's a slight twist to it, and then trigonometry comes into play, and you wonder why you can't get your BL touch to get a good first layer. Is because when your BL touch and your nozzle are at the same height consistently, you know, when you probe, your offset's the same. But as you move your tool head down the extrusion and it starts twisting, and you do your probe, well now the distance, your Z height between the two are different. So when it's over here, it's okay. But as you move down and twist, oh no, it's different. And now you don't get a good first layer. It's easy to tell. If you can't get a good first layer going front to back across your bed on one side, you get a twisted extrusion. We've seen that with Vorons even. Is the ball screw hardened as well? It is. Can I show the ball screw? Yeah! This is a ball screw. This is a precision motion device. I'm not going to make the motion of it because people have already gifted. I should not be throwing that ball screw on the pile like that. It is worth way too much money. Cue the music. Okay. Oop. Nope, nope. There's a post on Docs of War. Yeah, let me see if I can find the post, because this really shows it off, and I'm surprised how many people don't know this is a thing. Team guides. Maintenance guide. Is there a maintenance guide? Troubleshooting. Okay. So this is this it? Are the printers good? Yeah, printers are fine. Yeah, twisted X extrusion. Okay, so this is a thing, and I'm surprised how many people don't know about this. Okay, rods can be made out of different materials. You want hardened steel or better. Oh, there's no pictures here. Rail misalignment causing twist. This causes pretty much the same thing, but it's your rail misalignment causing a twist. And you'll see, you'll get like a band on the bed that is not right. But yeah, you can have twisted extrusions, and if your extrusion is twisted, your carriage as it twists, your Z offset changes. Like, it's a surprisingly common thing. That's why I see a lot of times people have an issue where they have like a cheap V-wheel bed flinger. They slap a bed probe on it, it doesn't work because your extrusion is twisted and your measurements aren't the same. Wayne, 5 gifted community memberships. Cheers. Is the mini SB going to be released along the regular SB? They are different development streams, so they won't be released at the same time. Kind of late to the show today. Oh, you're here. Make sure you enter the draw for the Polymaker filament before you head out, and also like that smash button for good measure. What will my ERCFA be printing over the weekend? Print a bender. Joeman, 5 gifted community memberships. Cheers. Is there currently a new Voron printer being designed? Stuff's always being worked on. Does it ever lead to fruition? Not always. How am I doing, Guido? I'm doing very good. How are you doing? It's funny just watch the LDO V2 whipping around over there. And then you got the Prusa doing the Prusa thing. So few filament brands sold in Australia. I'm pretty sure Polymaker ships international, so you could use them. Gifted memberships are awesome. Honestly, if you wanted to give me money, like, I'm not saying you have to, but if you felt the need to contribute to the channel, gifted memberships are awesome because it helps other people out too. They get to hang out in the cool people club. And I will be we will be rolling out more stuff for membership. The thing is, I don't like gatekeeping content. So any other than the monthly member only stream, which is literally just hanging out and chatting, I usually don't do anything like productive on the stream because I don't like gatekeeping content. But I do want to start doing more for the members and supporters of the channel. So there might be more coming out. We'll see. What's that printing in blue? These are Frusa Mini parts for a totally not legit Prusa build we're doing this weekend. I've been using the Hedamames. I have the Hedamames. I'm daily driving them. They are my daily drivers on my PC upstairs, and I love them. They're actually very good. Is the frame expansion compensation worth doing? No. I put an indicator on this machine here, and the frame grew, I think, like 5 thou. That's going from room temp to 100C bed and whatever the chamber reaches in an hour. Jake England, 2. Prusa. Nobody tell Joe. Hey Nero, I'm thinking of building a custom size 2.4. Nexon, all the parts are the same size. The only difference is the skirt. The skirt is the only part that is different for the different size printers. Everything else is the same. The only difference is extrusion length, wire runs, rail length, etc. The printed parts are the same for all sizes of the whatever printer you're building. I still highly recommend don't going too big though. ENR. Oh, nice. Hope you used the discount code. Oh, actually, no. The code is expired now. Do I have any printing issues when printing the Hedamame parts? No, make sure you follow the guide. You have to print them specifically the way it's called out, though. The only issues we had were with the Minimames, which are still in development, I guess. So that's kind of be to understand it. And some fitment issues we had. What is a good Fadus hotend? I haven't actually bought any in a while. I have some dragons that I use occasionally, but that's about it. Norm, 5 gifted community memberships. Cheers. Thank you. I'm honestly kind of moving away from Fadus and Dragon a little bit lately. I've heard of some quality issues cropping up, so I don't know. I'm using Revos, man. I like the Revos too much. I'm using ABS. I'm using ABS. Help if I turn the part or the lights on in the machine. Here, let's see if we can fix this camera a little better. So. Doo-doo. That'll work. Okay, so you go there. Go there. There we go. Apparently the cameras are crooked. There we go. Do you switch nozzles a lot? I do and don't. I normally just keep the 0.4s in, but every now and then it's a lot. It's depends what I'm printing. Right now I'm printing stuff kind of designed with 0.4 nozzles, so it makes sense. But like when I did like the skirts on the LDO, I swapped to like a 0.8. Like for larger stuff that I'm just like roughing out, it takes 2 seconds to swap to the 0.8. So. What's up with the flea market on the Voron Discord? It's being reworked out. It's kind of way bigger than any of us thought, and there's unfortunately some things that aren't on the level have been taking place, so it's currently being revamped. There'll be a whole new set of rules and whatnot. I don't know when it's going live though, but it's currently on pause because fortunately we can't have nice things. So. Oh, it came back last night? Okay. Yeah, format changed. What is the website? I can't remember. Have I had a Revo nozzle wear out? I haven't been printing any abrasives with it, obviously. But I use the beta nozzle from, I want to say, it's been a year now. I've been using a Revo for a year. I ran the beta unit until, I can't remember when I got my production units. I want to say I got my production units in December. And I've been running the same nozzle since I got the production unit since December in V226, and no issues with wearing it out. Not on the level of people been selling Ender 3 beds. Let's be honest, I don't think I've ever actually worn out a nozzle ever. Before Revos, I used whatchamacallit, plated copper nozzles, and I never killed any of those either, so. What's the new game show still in the box? Game show? What's a game show? My Pi is undervolting. I know. It's been yelling at me about that since forever, and it's never actually done anything. So. I gotta swap out the wires to fatter gauge ones. What speeds do I print at with the Prusa? Whatever the default profile is. The Prusa, I run everything on the Prusa completely stock, including whatever the profiles are. So, there you go. That's what we're printing at. Slow AF. This is the 2.0 speed profile with 35mm second perimeters. And we're also printing with gyroid, so it's probably a little slow. But what do you think about hot sauce? I think I have some buffalo sauce somewhere. Maybe some sriracha. Pokemon print? Yep, Pokemon print. Printing the Pommy model by Chelsea. It's a Pokemon. What do I think about the whole protrusion? It's a cool project. I don't think anyone would really do it and use it as like an actual full-time, like everyday, use it all the time type thing. But it's a cool little project, especially for like recyclability and whatnot. I'm tempted to build one because I have a scrapped Ender, but it's an Ender 3v2, so I have to tweak some stuff, I think. Plus, I don't even have pop bottles. I don't buy pop bottles. I barely buy pop. What it speed Excel? I use the same profile on. Oop, lost my AirPod. I use the same profile for all my printers, all my Vorons. Speeds and feeds. There you go. So here's my speeds and feeds. So perimeter speeds 120 for the internal, 60 for the external, 140 for the infill. Support speeds 100, bridge speeds 100, internal bridges are 140. Thin extrusion speed is like 60, thin walls 30, and anywhere from 2500 to 7000 XL, depending on the feature. And then it is flow capped to 18 millimeters cubed a second, though, I believe. Somewhere. Yeah. Max volumetric speed is 18 millimeters cubed a second. Unfortunately, it is a Revo. Can't go much faster than that. But if you think that speed on the LDO is fine, it's like, if you think this speed is okay, that's the Revo. So. Trying to find something. Never mind. Can't find it. Oh well. Kickstarter printer still in the box. Well, we're not doing it today. We got parts for a not original Prusa to print, and then we're gonna start that Saturday. But no, Tuesday we're unboxing the bamboo. And we're doing it live. Have I considered building one of the Mendel or Rep Wrap machines with wooden frame, threaded rod, not lead screw? Interesting. So here's the thing. Who was that? It just got cut off. Barnyard. So currently I haven't opened, I guess you would say a bounty. I can't afford like $5 grand like LTT. But I currently have a bounty where if anyone can help me find an original Ultimaker kit. I'm talking an Ultimaker original or original plus. The wooden kit, unbuilt. I've had a few people send me like links to like Facebook Marketplace in like Finland with like built ones. I want the unbuilt ones. I want to build it. And the problem is with a wooden frame, if it's been out in the elements, who knows how it's, you know, swelled and expanded or whatnot. So can't really trust it, unfortunately. So I'm looking for an original, unbuilt Ultimaker original because I want to slap Clipper on that bitch and see how fast we can run it. So yes, that is something I kind of have a bounty for right now. And I'm actively keeping an eye out for. The problem is they don't really exist. Occasionally a store has one in stock. I'm not paying $1,000 US for one. It is not worth that. Let's be honest. It's a 10-year-old Ultimaker. It ain't worth $1 grand. Have I done a Voron Legacy? Nope, that's the only one I haven't built yet. One day, hopefully. I reached out to the company and they never heard back. So I'm going to try and actually reach out to them again at some point. Or looking just for the frame for what? The thing is with the Legacy, I would have to pretty much get everything. Oh, nah, see, I want everything original. Like, I want to use the original motors. I want to use the original controller. The whole plan is to basically build an original Ultimaker, judge it, compare it to modern standards, and then see how little we have to do to actually bring it up to modern standards. Like, do we just need to put like a better part cooling fan on it, a better hot end, and slap clipper on it, and it'll dance around all day? Or is it that outdated? Because let's be honest, a lot has changed in 3D printing in the past 10 years. But in a lot of ways, a lot hasn't changed. And I kind of want to use that as like a demonstration. But you have an original. I have an original Prusa, but now we're getting a not original Prusa. What parts are you printing on the other Prusa? I only have the one Prusa. This is printing a Pokemon. This is a Pommy. Open the bamboo box. No! Can't make me. Is Doggo moping? I could check. He probably is. Coda. Mopey dog. Wanna come say hi? Wanna come say hi? Come say hi. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, he's being a mopey butt today. Yeah, come say hi. There you go. Jeez. There you go, buddy. Oh, he's a good boy. How's your ears looking? Yeah, there's... Yeah, the other one. One's getting better. Oh, you're just staring at mom, eh? Butt scratches, butt scratches. Oh, you don't want to be, yeah. He's being mopey today. So I'm building, we're going to build it stock first, and then we're going to do some mods to it. I'm going to put an M4 on it, a different tool head, I think, and we'll play around with a few things with it. He is a Shepherd Husky mix. So I don't have a real Frusa Mini, but I want to kind of just compare the original Prusa experience and the not original Prusa. So obviously they're different machines, so it's not a one-on-one comparison. But I don't have an original Prusa Mini kit, so I can't compare. Can buy a used Ultimaker and wood, but the thing is, I want to build it on stream because that's kind of what we do here. So that's why, in 5K, I've seen them for 1,000. I've seen retail ones for 1,000 for the Ultimaker original. I don't know if David can send me a mini because last I heard they don't have kits, so it'd be kind of unfair to compare an original to the build to a non-kit thing. It would be cool to build them side by side, but he's getting old, and he gets mopey when my wife's at work. Like he hangs out by the door a lot lately, just kind of being a mopey old doggo. He's 11 now, so for a 115-pound dog, that's starting to get old. What's printing? They are both printing parts for the Frusa, and we're doing some bubblegum colors. It's just the camera kind of doesn't like to work. As you can see, it's a little delayed, and by delayed I mean it's completely frozen. Refresh cache. Yeah, it's the camera for that one's a little conked out. Did anything fall off the KP3S after the speed run? Nope. Actually, it prints fine. Hey, what bed should I get on my switch wire? I want to do ABS. If it's got a PI bed, you should be okay. What I think the next big thing for 3D printers, or next big change, usability, ease of use, simplification. That's, I think, we're going to be what the big things are going to be coming. Because let's be honest, hardware-wise, nothing's really changed in the past 5 years. Yeah, you know, you got machines like the Bamboo that prints fast, but guess what? The speeds that this can do, this does. Like, you can run any Core XY machines at the speed this runs, running Clipper. Like, the speeds aren't anything new. It's just this is actually a commercial machine off the shelf that does those speeds. DIYers have been doing these speeds for a couple years now. So it's usability, ease of use, simplification, and just the machine just working. That's the big thing that I'm looking forward to. How does the Bamboo compare to the Ender 3? Well, actually, they're quite similar right now because they're both in boxes. But this one's actually assembled. What filament? This is the... let's go to overhead cam. It's the 3D Jake, 3D Jake Magic PLA, and it's the Sunset Sky. So it's like orange and like purple-ish. Didn't know the original Prusa Ultimaker is Core XY. It's not Core XY. It's not Core XY. The original Ultimaker is not Core XY. It's the Ultimaker motion system. Lead time on Frusa Mini. Oh, I bet you the lead time just jumped up a bunch because they just increased the prices. They just increased the prices, so a ton of people bought them before the price went up. So there's probably going to be a lead time issue for a bit. I guarantee it. What are my thoughts about the Positron? It looks cool. Is it like a practical everyday use printer? Tiny upside down homemade, and that's the problem with homemade. A lot of people are like, oh, it's open source, you should build one. There's a lot of custom components to that thing that you have to machine or like mill or whatever. Like, it's not all off the shelf like a Voron. A Voron, you can buy all the parts for a Voron off the shelf from anywhere that sells these kind of parts. The Positron, the bed is custom, the bed frame is custom, like there's. I don't have a mill. Like it's not an off-the-shelf printer. It's a pretty involved build from the looks of things, and sourcing isn't exactly easy. Next Voron, an Ultimaker clone. Well, the funny thing is, the Voron started out like when RCF designed the original Voron. It was meant to be competing against Ultimaker. Waiting on the flat pack, no custom parts in that. Let me take a look. I don't see a flat pack. IKEA 3D printer when? No. Reach out to Tormach. Oh, I would love for Tormach to send me a CNC, but again, let me just check on my view count and my viewer count. Yeah, I don't think I can justify it. Those numbers aren't. Maybe if there's like another 0 in top of like, I think this number could use another 0. We might be able to, but I don't think we can justify it yet, unfortunately. What is the reason for the nozzle light? So you can see your first layer better. I am Electro! Cheers! 5 gifted community memberships. Oh, Steve's here. Everyone say hi, Steve. Yeah, you got a little nozzle light so you can see your first layers better. That's fine. Reach out to AV for machining. Uncle Bumblefuck lives on the other side of the country. He's in the BC area. He's closer to LTT than me by a wide margin. So, unfortunately, there will be no collabs with Uncle Bumblefuck. So. How's everything printing? Oh, we're on to infill with the purple parts already. Any chance of getting a used Bridgeport? I don't have a forklift. My garage, I don't think has the height. It would be very close. And I don't have 3-phase power. It's probably not that easily, unfortunately. I could see if there's any used Bridgeports nearby. Let's take a looky-loo. Let's take a looky-loo. Tormach. I don't think a Bridgeport will fit in the Focus. Yeah, the Focus, okay, so there's one in Milton for 5,700. The thing is, when you search for Bridgeport, you gotta remember, Bridgeport is a brand name. It's actually a vertical milling machine. But Bridgeport is a brand, and the brand has kind of become synonymous with vertical milling machines, like a Bridgeport. So it's kind of like how Q-tips or like Band-Aids are a brand name, but they're also like the generic name. Bridgeport is kind of the same thing. So when you say Bridgeport, a lot of the time the person who says Bridgeport is referring to a vertical milling machine. It's kind of like the little indicators like these. It's funny because like this is a Mitutoyo, right? This is my Mitutoyo little dial indicator, okay? I call this an Interrapid because an Interrapid is a very common brand name of these. And a lot of people just call them Interrapids. Like this style of dial indicator. You know, that is a Mitutoyo. But I sometimes just call it an Interrapid because a lot of people just call them their Interrapids. There's a lot, it's weird in the trade because depending on where you live, like for me, this is just a vernier. Because the tool shop I worked in and all the other tool shops I've been to from everyone else in my area just calls these verniers. I know they're vernier calipers or whatever, digital calipers, but everyone just calls them verniers. You get a lot of regional names for things in the trade. But no, that's kind of one of the reasons I would like my own space. Oh, camera froze. Don't worry, the printer didn't froze, it just the camera froze. There we go. But that's kind of one of the reasons I'm looking for like a place to rent or whatever, is I would love to actually have room for bigger things like routers and whatnot. I want, this is why like the channel I rebranded it a while ago from Nero 3DP to just Nero 3D. But I don't want to be just a 3D printing channel. I do want to play around with other stuff. It just, you know, is what it is. Sanity, 100 check dollars. Cheers. So fun to make the garage and basement bigger. I cannot get cameras to work with mainsail. So you have it plugged in. Go to, what is it? The gear here, top right. And then you go down to cam and you hit add webcam. And then it should pop up there, hopefully. If it hasn't popped up yet. Double-decker garage. That would be kind of fun. How hard is it to switch from mainsail to fluid? Depends. If you're running like was it Kiao, it's pretty easy. But if you want to do like a full reinstall, basically you just back up your config files and your macro files and like all your printer dependent stuff, and then you just reinstall it, and then it should just work right away. If they're the same, if you're using the updated version of Clipper and the most updated version of Moonraker, all that's different is the interface. So you should just be able to copy it over. So you like just switch the SD cards and then upload your config and whatever, and you should be good to go. What's the goldish thing next to the save config? Oh, that's it complaining at me that, what do we got now? What do we got? We got under voltage. And current throttled. Cool. It's been yelling at me since I built it. It's never actually been an issue. I'm using too low of a gauge of wire to power it, that's why. So it's slightly under volted. I haven't used the time-lapse feature yet. Would I recommend mainsail or fluid? Use whichever one you want. Whichever interface you think is cleaner. They're functionally pretty much both the same. No, it's running a Pi 4. It didn't give me that error when I was running a Pi 3. I recently swapped it from a Pi 3, or no, not this machine. I can't remember what this one is running. What is this one running? Machine, host ARM v7. I don't know. Is this a Pi 3 or Pi 4? I think it's a Pi 3. Yeah, 1 giga. Yeah, I think it's a Pi 3. I'm not too concerned. What am I using for chamber temp? Whatever the bed heats up to. On this one, the chamber temp, it's rating 62. But you have to understand that is reading a temperature off of a controller board that is attached to the side of the tool head, and there's an enclosure over it. There's a cover over it, so it might be a little biased. Why so much infill? Because I'm using my regular Voron profile. So how it prints, these parts that we're printing for the Frusa Mini, I'm printing with my normal Voron part profile, which is 5 top layer, 5 bottom layer, 4 walls, and I alternated an extra wall to lock in the infill and 40% infill. So, what are you using for reading temp? It's the tool head itself has a thermistor built into it. Okay, so it is a Pi 3. Okay, so it's Pi 3. Yeah, are you kidding? It's never actually been an issue. That little warning pops up, but it's never actually affected anything, so. Frenzied, I haven't done any videos on Kiao, but I think Teaching Tech has, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, Kiao is kind of like a wrapper that simplifies the process and gives you like a fancy interface for like selecting different options for installing Clipper. Like it was originally designed because Clipper used to be a little bit more involved to set up. So it's kind of like an interface on top of the installation of Clipper that make it a little bit easier. You can just go to the website, there's step-by-step guides on it. I personally don't use it. I'm not a fan of interface layers. Like I'd rather just run, if I want to run mainsail, I'm just going to run mainsail. I'm not going to run something and then mainsail on, like something on top of mainsail. Also, when it first came out, they broke a bunch of stuff because they put out a version like that specifically had mainsail without any of the Voron logos, because mainsail was developed by somebody on the Voron team, so there's like little Voron logos in it, and they put out a version without the Voron logos that broke everything. So I don't like having extra things that could potentially break on my machines, but that's just me. I know it's stable now, but. I run Kiao on Ubuntu server for laptop. Yeah, that's another thing. Apparently Kiao makes it a lot easier to set up multiple printers on the same machine. Taping power pin on the USB cable that connects the Pi and mainboard usually fixes. Ah, cool. Do I have an MMU? No, I do not have an MMU. I have an enraged rabbit carrot feeder on my Voron switch wire, which is right there. And then obviously the bamboo will have an AMS. That text is very clean. So we're going to be doing the draw in, it looks like about 18 minutes. So at 5 p.m. Eastern, so 18 minutes from now, we're going to be doing the draw for the spool of filament from Polymaker. Make sure you enter. If you have not entered, do this now. Do you think the Voron team will ever make an official? Probably not, because I don't think anyone on the team's really that super interested into tool changers. And remember, one of the things with Voron is everything on the machine has to be designed to use nothing but commercial off-the-shelf items, and tool changers without using custom stuff can be tricky, and you can't make them like, without using like custom machine stuff, it's hard to make them 100% reliable and repeatable. So it's like going down a tricky path that not a lot of people are interested in. I know there are ways to do it. I know there is a mod for the Trident that does it, but nobody on the team's really played with it. Greens from Thailand. Good morning. What am I printing? We're printing a few things. We're printing a Pokemon and some, what is the proper name for the filament that's two different colors from different directions? Bicolor, or we're printing a Pokemon and that stuff. And then we're printing some Frusa Mini parts for the totally not original Prusa that we're going to start building this weekend. The STL for my soldering iron. Let me see if I can find it. There you go. Co-extrusion. There you go. This is my my soldering iron. Just go to printables, type TS100. It's also linked in chat. I do need to put a if you're in metric land, I think it's a 5/8. No, a 9/16 washer. I think fits into it pretty snugly. I do need to put a weight on the bottom though, because it's a little top heavy. So I need to put like a piece of metal or something under it. I know I have a chunk of brass somewhere or something, but bichromatic, co-extrusion, hydromatic. You guys are just making up words now. Then again, all words are made up. My King Room main blow out while printing a test cube. The main board blew out? What blew up on it? That's not good. Does the TS100? I don't use the TS100 for threaded inserts. I have one of these. I can't even remember. This is like literally the cheapest soldering iron you can buy off Amazon, and I have the LDO brass heatset insert tool in it. This is like literally like a $10 or $15 Amazon heatset or iron that I use for that, and I just plug it right into mains. I don't use my TS100 for heatsets. Currently printing the cable ducts arriving for my Trident kit. Any other starter build mods? Go right to putting in a stealth burner. If you want to play with the Nevermore, maybe. Beyond that, I don't. LEDs, put some LEDs in it. I honestly really recommend building printers stock at first, especially if you're building from scratch, because the amount of times I've seen where somebody has a problem and it's because of a mod or something else, like they're not building it stock and they get confused or lost or something's not compatible. Build it stock first. The bomb for the not so original Prusa, it's a Prusa. It's on their GitHub. the bomb of a Prusa Mini. Prusa GitHub. Or it should be on their Git. I don't know if it's on their GitHub. But Frusa Mini bomb. I don't know. That ain't the bomb. MD. What are MD files? Oh, there you go. There's the bomb. It's all on their GitHub. It's an open source printer. You can completely, like, I'm going to be building it using a kit from a company that we're not talking about. That was sent to me from another company that is kind of a nice company, DFH. But you can fully self-source a Prusa. You can, you know, other than this part, which you have to like get like cut, it's a metal frame. Everything else on this machine is commercial off the shelf. Daniel, 2, cheers, appreciate it. Are we excited to try the bamboo? Oh yeah, we'll be playing around with it on Tuesday. My clicky sometimes gets spicy with the 0.006 tolerance since I can't use the first drop to commit anymore, but I'm hesitant to drop it to 0.01. Let's be honest, 0.01 is like a fraction of your first layer. 0.01, and remember, that's 0.01 over the distance of the bed. You're fine. Will I do the bear mod? I don't think I'm gonna do it anymore. I kind of want to keep this stock, honestly. Like, now that I'm, you know, I'm getting bigger machines, commercial machines, I want a reference. So I can compare a commercial machine to a known good commercial machine, the Prusa Mark III. So I got a feeling I'm probably gonna be keeping this near stock or pretty dang close to stock for a while. How long is the stream? 11 more minutes, so make sure you enter. They're gonna do the draw right at 5. Yeah, if I was building a Prusa Mark III like clone from scratch, going right into a bear mod might make a little bit more sense. No, I'm not going to bear the Frusa because the Prusa Mini bear mod is just a smaller one of these. I already have a Prusa Mini. I don't want a small, or I already have a Prusa. I don't want a Prusa Mini. I already have the Mini. Why would I want a Prusa Mark III slightly smaller edition? Earlier spoke about interlocking layers. Oh, infill. To help infill connect to your walls better, in your slicer, you usually have an option to alternate a wall every other layer. So what you do, let's go into like super slicer here, print settings, perimeters and shell, only one perimeter on first layer, okay, but extra perimeters on odd layers. So when we look at my infill here, okay, go up and down some layers. Oop. Why aren't you scrolling up all the way? Okay, well, whatever. So you can see infill comes, touches the wall, and then we have infill come over it. And then we have a solid layer of infill, and then we have infill come over it. So this way, it like sandwiches the infill into the wall and really locks it in because it alternates that. By alternating that extra wall, it really locks your infill in. Clipper merged or exclude object. I've seen that. I haven't got around to playing it yet. Because let's be honest, some of these machines haven't been updated their Clipper firmware in like a year. So we're going to have to do some updating. Well, the Prusa, the Frusa Mini already, like, some of these parts that we're printing might only be on it for 1 or 2 prints, let's be honest. I want to put a Revo in it. I want to put a an M4 extruder, which I happen to have one. Right here. So we're going to put an M4 on it. So we're going to put an M4 extruder. M4. Which one? Actually, no, I'm gonna put the other one. Probably this one. Either way, it's gonna get an M4. It's gonna get a Revo. We're gonna swap out the bed to an OC or OSEQ bed. We'll put clipper on it with a webcam and whatnot. Like, we're gonna pimp out the little Frusa Mini. Am I on Instagram? Heck no. No, I don't do Instagram. The only social media that Nero 3D has is, other than Facebook, or correction, other than YouTube, obviously, is I do have a Twitter at 3DP Nero. I don't even have a personal Instagram. I have a Facebook, but that's like, so I can share family pictures of the baby. Or he's not even a baby anymore. Prusa Mini is Bowden, yes. What is your opinion on connect infill lines? I don't bother because I do the alternating extra wall. Am I going to try and enclose the Prusa Mini? I don't think so. I don't know what I'm really going to do with it. We're going to build it, have some fun with it, and then we'll figure something out. Because unfortunately, as you can see, I've already had to somewhat, you know, the bamboo is probably going to be a permanent fixture on the desk. I'm probably going to swap it with the V2, like swap them around. But as you can see, or actually I might move it down further because of how tall it is. So it might end up being where the trident is. But as you can see, like, I'm running out of room. I'm really running out of room here. So, how much is gasoline in Canada? $2.06 a liter where I live, and I live where it's not the stupidest or most expensive. So, let's see here. Canadian to American gas prices. So, for the Yankee Doodles in class, if I'm currently paying $2.06 a liter, once you convert that to gallons and US dollars, that's roughly $6.19 a gallon for you Americans in your American currency. So, yeah. So you don't be complaining about your $5. Do I use the resin printers much? Not often. I use them when I find a resin print that I want to print, and not too often. I do use them, but they're not heavily used. $1.70 in Alberta. What is it in Vancouver right now? Gas prices. So right now in Vancouver, which I think is the most expensive price in Canada, is in Vancouver, is $2.20 a liter roughly. So $2.20 a liter, which is the most expensive you'll find in Canada, other than like up in like the Arctic and whatnot. It's like $6.61 a gallon. So hey, it's cheaper there. Does he pay to get a bamboo? I did not pay to get a bamboo. Oh, diesel is stupid. Diesel is almost $3 a liter here in some areas. So yeah. I don't know. I just love the people that drive a big truck 45 minutes to work just by themselves, that, you know, drive down the highway by themselves in a truck 45 minutes to work, that they work in an office, that complain about gas prices. Like, oh no, your big expensive truck is expensive on gas. Who'd have thunk it? Remember back in like 2008 when gas prices got high and everyone freaked out and bought fuel efficient, and then the moment gas prices went down, everyone said, screw that, I'm going back to my big truck. This comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready? Ready. The compensators. I love working from home too. It's great. So you got 4 minutes for the draw. If you have not entered the draw to win some filament, we'll be doing the draw in 4 minutes. Link is in the description. While you're in the description, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, there's some links down there as well. Consider helping out. And also just don't forget to like the smash button. Nero, don't have a Tesla. I don't have a Tesla. I have a 2012 Ford Focus that is starting to rust on me and make some rattling noises, but it's paid for. Guido, $4.99. Cheers. Bought functional parts for my LDO 2.4. Are the parts you'd suggest I should print ASAP as spares? I don't have another printer that prints ABS. Gantry. Like, if you want to be technical, print all the parts. Print all the functional parts. You never know. but anything that it's under 4, so XY joints, front idler, AB motor mounts, the tool head, the Zen motor mounts, like obviously stuff like electronic brackets you don't need to worry about. But anything that would be like, if it broke the printer, like, would it work? Normally what I used to do back when I only had 1 or 2 printers, when I built a printer, the first thing I would do would be print all the parts for the printer, again, all the functional parts, put them in a box and just put them somewhere. If you don't use them, you don't use them. You broke in the new printer, made sure everything was working, and now you have extra parts in case something does break. So. My truck is so big, or my truck is big to make sure others know that my truck is big. I don't even know what some of these parts are. There's like a blob of PETG on one of those. What's printing on the Prusa? It's a Pokemon. It's a Powery, I think it's called. It's one of the new ones. I love my big truck. Will never go back to driving a car. Here's the thing. I would love to, like, my focus is, you know, it's 10 years old now. It's starting to get to the point where it's like, okay, I live in Canada. We salt the roads. I don't know how many more years I'll get out of it before the wheels fall off. Just the way it is with cars up here. But it's paid for. I like not having a car payment, especially since I just recently went full-time YouTube. Extra bills are not something I really want to have, but I really want to get a Maverick. I want something small, decently good on gas, but a truck bed, a small one, not a real truck. I know it's not a real truck, but you know, as somebody who owns a house and, you know, occasionally has to go get stuff for the yard or bring stuff to the dump, having a small truck bed would be nice. EV in Canada outside of major population centers makes no sense. Pretty much. Because of the distance and the supercharging network not really being a thing up here. Yeah. Is weed legal in Canada? Yeah. Can't get a new car. I need the Prusa XL money. Subathon when? It's okay, we'll just do a subathon when Big Papa Joey P comes knocking on the door for his money. Electric, they're not hard to get. They don't make an electric Maverick, they make a hybrid Maverick. The hybrid Maverick is only available in front wheel drive, which for a truck in Canada in the snow, you kind of want at least all-wheel drive. So you can't get all-wheel drive with the hybrid one, and the hybrid one is sold out until next year at some point. Then again, so is the regular one, so. Yeah, I'll just print Ivan Miranda's tank and drive around in that. I know, driving past car locks. It's hilarious. There's a Hyundai dealership near me. Yeah, is it Hyundai? Yeah, it's Hyundai. And it's funny because all they have in their front, they have a few of their little cars, but then the rest of their lot is just Dodge Rams. Because I live in, there's a Chrysler manufacturing plant in my town here. So there's a lot of people that get Chrysler discounts. So there's a lot of people in my town who drive big Dodge Rams. And they drive 45 minutes to work just by themselves with nothing else in the vehicle, because that's what they do, because they have a big Dodge Ram. So it's funny driving by like the Kia dealerships, the Hyundai dealerships, and all you see is just Dodge Rams that were traded in because gas is now $2 a liter. And they're spending like half their paycheck on gas. Are you working for automotive? No, I used to work in the tool and mold trade though. Honestly, the name, I don't look at, here's the thing, I'm not a baby boomer. So I don't care that the Maverick used to be a car back in the 19-dickety-2. I don't care, I wasn't around then. So if they want to reuse the name for something else, go for it. Like, I'm not a boomer. I don't care that they used to have a car that was named that 40 years ago. It doesn't affect me at all. And the Mustang is not an SUV. There's the Mustang Mach-E. The Mach-E is an SUV. The Mustang is still a Mustang. It's just a Mustang Mach-E. It's because they're spinning off the EV side of Ford into its own thing. That way they could sell direct and not have to deal with, you know, price gouging dealerships. But I've talked too long. The draw is over. You've had too much time to enter. So let's get some names here. So how it's going to work, I'm going to draw the names. We have 600 something entrants. Oop. Okay. What the heck is going on? Okay. I got to restart this computer. It's been too long. Windsor Chrome. Google Chrome keeps crashing on me here. So how it's going to work, I'm going to draw the name. If you win, you will get an email from me after stream or later tonight with a sheet that you fill out, a form you fill out, and you will be sent your winning spool of filament from Polymaker. You get to actually pick which kind of filament you want. So we have a total of 664 entrants. So let's see here. Not an SUV, it's barely a crossover. I don't know. I built the tool that built the front fascia and they classify it as an SUV, so compact SUV, but it is what it is. Here's my fancy notebook. It's upstairs. I'm gonna be bringing that to Murph though. It says a dump 80K F-150 over. Trucks are too expensive. I'm sorry. I can understand dropping 80 grand on a truck. Like they're work vehicles. But now they're luxury vehicles. Okay. So, the numbers, Mason, what do they mean? I don't know. Speaking of numbers, give me a number between 5 and 15. Because that's probably when the stream's going to end, between 5:05 and 5:15. 7. I love how it's like there's a delay. One person gives a number and then it just goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, big money, big money, big money. For good luck. Go! And the winner of the spool of filament from Polymaker, Andreas Moore. There's a law named after you, Moore. Congratulations, you have won yourself a spool of Polymaker filament. Copy your information here. Copy. Go. So you will get an email from me after the stream with some contact information for you to fill out, and then you will get some filament, which is awesome. Everyone needs printer food. Everyone needs printer food. Unless you don't have a 3D printer. If you don't have a 3D printer and you enter to win some 3D printer food, why? Why would you do that? Okay, so I guess before let me show you the prints. So we got this one's going along pretty good. And then instead of me, you know, doing it properly, I'm just gonna make it big. You guys are curious, so just a little last minute show so you can see before we end. That's how those plates are coming along. And then we have this plate coming along. So, as always, I'll be back tomorrow. That was a stream for today for the winner of the filament. Congratulations. Thank you to Polymaker for providing that spool to give out. For those that donated to the channel or became members of the channel or gifted some community memberships, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create, without your continued support. You make this all possible, so I thank you. For those that just enjoyed the stream, I hope you learned something new. I hope you had some fun. If you want to help support the channel, there's some links in the description. Check those out while you're down there. If you're not subscribed to the channel, why not come subscribe to the channel, correct that deficiency, and like the smash button on the way out. I will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Hopefully we can start building the Frusa. If not, we'll figure something else to do. It's Friday afternoon. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there and wash your hands. Cheers.